welcome to the Psychic Coffee Shop. I'm Aeson Knight, and with me tonight is our lovely Miss Raine S Love. How are you, darling?
I am awesome now that I'm hanging out and chilling with you and all the folks out there.
Of course. We're great. We make everybody happy.
That's right.
So, it's been a really interesting week. Now, normally we don't talk about government and politics, but I'm a little teed off, so I get to be a little bit mean, since this is mine and Rainie's show. We take on a lot of stuff, but, I'm really disappointed with our Congress. And when I say our Congress, I mean both the Republicans and the Democrats, and let's bring in, on both sides of the House, on both sides of the Senate. If they cannot pass one single bill in a week, I think we should fire them. What do you think, Rainey?
Well, I agree that everybody wants something to happen, okay? But again, there's always this power struggle, and it's like, okay, and you do occasionally find those one or two people who come in from both sides, and they do sit down and they talk, and I know they're capable, okay? But, everybody agrees that things need to be happening, okay? But you can't just do things. You need to sit down and say, okay, what are the consequences? Let's look and see what we can do that still keeps us safe, that still, protects us from those people who fall between the cracks, okay, which, as in case anybody didn't notice, we're talking about what's going on with the gun situation tonight. And, what still protects our rights, what still gives us the right to have due process. So it always gets complicated because you have to look at all those things, but look at them. Let's come together and take the time to look at them. So, yeah, it does get a little crazy sometimes. And yet, I have to be honest, I've looked back in history, and if you go back in history and you look at it way back in the 1800s, people were crawling through windows, and they were fighting, and they were doing all this crazy stuff back then, too. Apparently this is, the Founding Fathers wanted us to have divided government. Well, we have that, but it is a little frustrating.
Well, it's divided, but it's not divided the way it should be. It's supposed to be divided in three equal branches. Right. Alexander Hamilton was very clear what he wanted. He wanted the judicial balance to be separate from the House and the Senate, and George Washington didn't even want a president. He wanted it all to be, but no, we got a president. And the bill that they're trying to pass, the bills that they've tried to pass, is nothing new. When old good W.W. Bush forgot to sign paperwork, this gun that is designed for military use only, and it says that in its copyright, designed for military use only, was released to the public. There was a ban. That's why we didn't have shootings from Columbine up for many, many years. We had a ban. It could not be released. They block alcohol. Y'all guys know that lovely green spirit? I can't think of the name right now. It's blocked. It can't be sold in the U.S. because it's made from wormswood. Wormswood is blocked. It can't be publicly sold. But we can't block a gun, really.
Well, now, I do think that they need to, and I will tell you, okay, I really do intuitively feel that they're going to, although you wouldn't know it right now at this very moment, I do really believe that they're going to come together and try to come up with some kind of plan with respect to, people who perhaps might be on the terrorist list or on a watch list. They've got to do some figuring out, though, to make sure that, to make sure that we're protected and our rights aren't being infringed upon, but the people don't have access to this kind of weaponry.
Exactly. That's the thing that needs to be stopped. It doesn't matter if we put you on 100 different lists. Because here's the facts. Saturday morning, 6 o'clock, my happy little butt can get in my car and drive over to this farmer's market, and I can pick up any weapon I want. No background check, no fingerprint, no nothing.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
But if it's not released to the market, then it cannot be bought. I can't go buy an elephant gun because they don't release them to the U.S. market. Why? Because nobody would buy an elephant gun to hunt elephants in this country. We don't have them here.
Right.
So yeah, we can create all these lovely lists and all these little to-do lists and all this system, government bureaucracy coming from the NRA. Which, by the way, you guys ought to hop on to the online thing and check out and just see how much your Republican or your Democratic senators and representatives have collected from them. It's quite interesting. And then go and talk to them about that. Because we always get all these press media. Now, I'm not saying that it's not valid. But here's the thing. We get all this press media, prayers and thoughts to the victims. Prayers and thoughts of victims, and then they bring up other ones that have occurred, But then you turn around and go, "Oh, you're going to give me another check? Wonderful, thank you." Come on, and then I'd love for you guys to go out and tweet to them, a comment about your feelings on them accepting money from a organization that isn't a governmental organization, that's, trying to make sure that, anybody and everybody can get a gun, which I'm a gun owner, I'm a gun user, I'm a gun carrier, but I'm not psychotic. I'm not planning on blowing up the world. I've not been talked to the FBI for 3 to 4 times.
Right. And see, that's another thing. There's other issues besides just the gun issue. There's the mental health. Are we dealing with the mental health? Okay. There's a lot of issues that really need to be looked at and really does need to be comprehensive.
Yes.
On multiple levels there. Because obviously someone who has mental health issues, even if they're going out there and they're functioning well, if they have, documented mental health issues, and some of our recent shootings, although personally I think anybody who can do that has to be a little bit crazy. But if you look at the shootings at the schools, some of these, they know that these people have mental health issues. Well, that's another area where they need to go and address. So it isn't just one thing. But
exactly.
You need to stop, quit blaming each other, and sit down and say, let's come up with a comprehensive plan. And sometimes comprehensive doesn't mean necessarily putting it all together like in one bill, but like let's look at, creating something that's just geared towards mental health, something that's just geared towards, what do you do about, rifles, what do you do about people on no-fly zone lists? Because apparently that one needs a little bit of work on. There's a lot of people on that who shouldn't even be on it.
There's a lot of people that on it that shouldn't be on it. There's people that should be on it that isn't on it.
Right. Do you know how? I was wondering about that. Do you know how they determine you get on a no-fly list?
Basically, you piss somebody off, from what I understand the bureaucracy behind it. Okay? There's no qualifying factors behind it. If so, then we wouldn't be having a lot of the issues we're having with smuggling going on. And that's a large thing, especially for our endangered wildlife that are being smuggled in by people that are, are there.
Right.
And, I know I'm sounding like a hypocrite because I'm saying I carry a gun, but I don't want the NRA. The NRA was a hunting club. They need to go back to being a hunting club and stop paying billions, yes, I said billions of dollars to our senators to look the other way and to vote against these gun laws. Because some of them have gone through for really good bills. One of them was a copy of the bill that dear Mr. Bush, who left our country in such a lovely, bankruptic almost state, didn't sign to renew it. We've already had this bill. What's the problem?
Well, you know what? If you think about it, there's a lot of laws we already have on the books that we're not enforcing.
Exactly. There's a lot of stuff that we're not enforcing. And then there's laws, and this is kind of a little local, but I'll bring it up anyhow. because one of our dear listeners and a very good friend of mine is going through this. And it kind of affects me, and I'm sure it'll affect you. There's laws on the books from the 1830s that, nobody knows about. Now, she moved into a lovely town here in northern West Virginia and opened her office up. And when you open your office up, you normally have to go through a few things. You have to go get a business license from the state. You have to get a business license from the city. You have to get you may have to get a zoning license, depending on where you're putting your office at. Well, she goes through this process, and she gets to the city, and the city says, oh, that's not allowed here. You're not allowed to do readings here. You're not allowed to do classes. What? Oh, yeah, it's back from 1943. 1943.
Yeah. Well, I
Guess
remember
what?
when I was
not one elected official knew that law was on the books. Not one.
Right. When I was pregnant and I lived in Virginia, I wasn't allowed to drive after 7 months pregnancy.
Right.
It was against the law. So much, yeah. But, that also comes into sometimes I think it's so complicated and there's so much that nobody can possibly keep track. And then we're repeating the same things over and over again where, if we went and slimmed it down and started looking at some of this stuff, find out what's already on the books, what can we enforce? And then what do we need to change? Do we need to change laws because technology's changed, because our society's changed? Do we need to enforce the ones already there on the books? And it's complicated because government has gotten so big. It is hard, okay?
Yeah,
very hard. I'm betting even some of this stuff that they're trying to look at right now, I bet there's things already on the books.
Well, there is things already on the books, but no one does them. No one takes care of them. But there's holes the size of Texas. I can't go and buy a tank, but I can go and buy a gun that can blow a tank up. Real good one, Senators. Real good one.
Wow.
Now, while we're on this, let's kind of talk about our lovely neighbors across the pond. The United Kingdom is getting ready to take a vote on whether to stay in the European Union or not. Now, this has a lot of changes that could affect if they do leave the European Union. A lot of things they've got to figure out, because right now you can go from England to France to Belgium to any European Union country, not need a passport. You can also live in any of those countries and collect your Social Security or pension, depending on which country it is, on what it's called. So, there's been sides of both of this, but I really think if England pulls out of the European Union, we're going to see the European Union fall because they're one of the bigger supporters for it.
Right. I do think that it's going to be an issue, and this is one, and obviously, I'm not over there, and so I know it does affect us, okay? It will affect us if they pull out. It's going to affect everybody. But, I think what they found here is, these freedoms are wonderful, but they've also ran into other problems, such as, illegal immigrants, or people, coming over, and crossing the borders constantly, who maybe aren't such nice people. So they've ran into some major problems with their system. And, this is where the tweaking comes in where, okay, we want to have this freedom, but we also want to be able to protect ourselves. We want to protect ourselves economically. We want to protect ourselves, safety-wise, too. So, there's a lot of issues going on there. I like the idea, of being able to kind of go back and forth between the different countries, kind of like we do in the United States.
Yeah, well, not really, because we can bounce from state to state, but it's not like we can't go to Canada. You have to you have to go to Canada or Mexico. Well, you got to have your passport, your ID, your birth certificate, and pretty soon your DNA sample. But in general, I find it very interesting that this has now come up to be another issue because if you remember, last year it was a vote on if Scotland was going to stay within the United Kingdom. And, this year it's if the United Kingdom is going to stay in the ELU, European Union. And, the thing with that is the European Union has really had a hard time because you've got some countries like Greece they had to prop up, Czechoslovakia they had to prop up. And, that put a weight on everybody, because European taxes all go up to pay for that. So it's kind of shaky. They vote on it tomorrow, and we'll probably talk about this next week too because, it's England. We're interested in England because here's the facts, and this is what a lot of people do not understand, is if something is affected within the European Union financially, it's going to affect the American public because guess what? That's where they get most of their gasoline from or petrol from. That's where they get a lot of our food. And it's going to affect because now we're going to have more of a British sterling and a stock market based on that coming back up and showing back up. So we're going to get a little sticky there, people.
Right.
Kind of keep an eye on that and keep a direction on that. But, it's really interesting, and KB, one of our listeners, Pugmom says the low statistics of violent crimes are consistently in countries where nearly all the citizens are armed. I kind of disagree with that, and here's why. Europe got rid of their guns like 10 years ago, and their crime has come down. Australia has very low crime rates, too, and they have very high criminal laws there. Certain guns just weren't designed for hunting or for self-defense. They were designed for mass killing or to take a tank down. So.
But, okay, now you're talking about, they're saying that because, one of the things that I find is that, a lot of times, let's look at France. These people did not have any way to protect themselves. So, they were like lambs being led to slaughter. It's terrible what happened. It's horrible. It's what happened here in Orlando. What happened here, in California. It's terrible what's happened here. But, the people in France, I'm using France as an example, they didn't have any way to protect themselves. So, they also, and if you look at people who want to commit crimes, okay, they're not going to listen to the laws, but they're going to use something else to fight the gun.
Yeah, because they can't get that gun. And it's not all guns. I'm not going to give up my gun. A lot of people aren't going to give up their gun. But they cannot fire 100. But my little 22 cannot fire 100 bullets in 3 minutes. Because it's not designed for that. When you have that ability, these bullets, they're called Talon bullets that go into those guns, makes this hole the size of a dinner plate. Dinner plate. Okay? And then it spirals off. It's designed to take on body armor and tanks. This is what the military uses in war. This gun, assault rifles, were banned during the Bush era. Before Bush. Bush, Clinton got it banned when we had Columbine. Well, Bush forgot to sign the papers, or got paid not to sign the papers, for them not to be able to do.
Well, yeah, I can't imagine if he actually got paid not to sign the papers. I mean,
Oh, honey, I'll have to share. I think it's called InsideSecrets.com. It'll show you every IRA contribution and just who got paid how much.
Oh, okay. Does it tell all the secrets of all the presidents, past, present, and future?
It shows everybody that has gotten a donation from the IRA. Everybody.
The IRA or the NRA?
NRA.
Okay.
So I'll get that link and share it with you, and who knows, I may even paste it on Facebook about that and about how, are you going to vote against someone that hands you $27,000, $2 million, Ron Paul, our lovely Speaker of the House, has collected over $2 million in donations from them.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because you know what? When it comes to gun rights, that's a, bipartisan thing, whether it's Democratic or, Democratic or Republican, both sides really believe in your right to own guns. I'm not saying everybody does, but, that's your Second Amendment right. So, I can't imagine, that it's just one-sided there, I'm sure.
Right. Well, it's not. That's why I suggest everybody go out and look and just see where that money's going.
But now here's the question though, because one thing about me with my background, with global issues, political science, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
We learned about surveys and statistics and different places where information came from. Who got this information? Is it legitimate? Did you check that out? And how would somebody check that out? Because there's so much out there. If somebody really wanted to go and research these different things, because there's a lot of information out there.
It's called OpenSecrets.org. It's the Center for Responsible Politics, and they show and analyze all the donations for whatever. And who, because, thank goodness they have to report what they get for the campaigns, what they get for this, what they get for that, donation-wise. And you can see just how much has been donated where. And I just posted that link in the chat room for anybody in our chat room that wants to go and take a look and check out just who's been getting what and financially.
So now, does that also relate to other types of donations too? Yeah.
It's in our national, anybody that has done, this is for the National Rifle Association. This site's donated to them.
Okay, so you're not talking about other donations for other special interest groups.
Those would have to go through, I think it's the committee, the Housing and Finance Committee, and you can get that on government.gov. Senate.gov will show all that, all those reports.
Yeah, because, I do think that, we have a responsibility to do research, but we also have a responsibility because people need to do research. They need to find out about different things. But we also have a responsibility not to just go, oh, I saw this posted on Facebook. It must be true.
Right. No, this isn't it.
Or I saw this on the news. It must be true.
Right. No, I do my research. You know me. We've done this for over a decade. If I get fiery, pissed off about something, believe me, I got point by point by point by point. And, looking at these things, and it's just ridiculous. We've had another shooting, and no, the gun doesn't do it. But the gun wasn't designed for private citizens. It wasn't even designed for militia. It was designed for trained marksmen in a war situation. That's what it was designed for. But, for us, no, I don't go all half-cocked and go craziness and bring something to Hot Talks just because I'm fiery peed off. I'd love to see what the tobacco company pays out. And I'm going to be researching that. I'd love to see what happened, how much the pharmaceutical companies are paying my senator, because we give them a very hefty salary. Right. And we pay for their insurance, we pay for their travel, we pay for their cell phones, we pay for their security. Right. But where else are they collecting money from?
Yeah. Who's paying for our security?
Who's paying for our security? Who's paying our government? I thought it was us, but I'm really beginning to question it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Aeson, let's move on to something, not that this problem is going to be solved easily anytime soon, but we have some other things we'd like to talk about tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, because I've dreamed myself having conversations like this and being hot and pissed off like normal. So, yeah, let's switch over and start talking about dreams and dream situations,
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't talked about that for a while, and I know you and I, talk to a lot of people, who, call up and they've had, strange dreams and they're wanting to know what it's about, or they think something really terrible is going to happen. And it doesn't mean that sometimes terrible things don't, but often our dreams don't necessarily mean, that it doesn't necessarily mean what you think it is. And dreams can have different meanings, and they can come on for different reasons, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And, for example, when you dream, how many times have you heard this? If I've heard it once, I've heard it 100 times. I had a dream of a baby girl. I'm going to have a baby girl. Well, are you?
No.
Or does it mean something else?
Or does it mean something else? See, and this is why I get really aggravated with, because, it is traditionally viewed that if you dream of a birth, you're going to have a death. If you dream of a death, you're going to have a birth. And it's because it's seen as transferring from one astral plane to another.
Right.
And, what goes on with that. And you can get, there's probably a gazillion dream books out there. And it says, if you dream of a tiger, it means this. Or if you dream of a rat, it means this. But, example, if you dream of a rat, someone's talking about you. If you dream of a rat, another one will say that you're telling lies to yourself. If you dream of a rat, then maybe you need to look at procreation. So I always say find your own meaning and analyze the dream yourself. But, what people a lot of times fall into is they really start, they start dreaming about real life. Not just symbolism, but, play-by-play, action, story, play-outs. And that's when, that's when you got to look at this thing, and that's the ones that I would record in general.
Yeah.
And see
that
just where it plays in.
That's good, because part of our dream process is also working out things in our life or becoming aware of things that we need to work through. Whether they're situations or they're insecurities, things that have been blocking us and getting in our way. Even, the energy between two people in a relationship, and so that's important. That's also another reason why it's important for, writing it down. And, that isn't even necessarily spiritual, Spiritual
no,
is a whole different realm over there, which we'll get to in a minute,
Right.
It's important because, going to sleep in that dream time is a time to rest and rejuvenate and, take all those things that you've taken in the day and those issues, whether they're good, bad, happy, or whatever, and resting and your brain saying, okay, I'm going to store this. I'm sorting all this out. I'm going to store this. This is why sometimes you will have dreams that will relate to, different feelings, emotions, situations, aggravations that you would have during the day because you're working through it.
Right. And you're
also,
focusing on what it needs to be.
Right. But then you also have dreams that can be a little scary for people sometimes. And they don't always know what they mean. Right.
And that's when, you got to look and go, okay, what does a blue car mean to me? Grandpa owned a blue car. Car wreck. Calm car. And you got to break it down into your thinking, because guess what? It's your brain, your subconscious communicating to your consciousness during dream time. Or it may be your brain just playing out stuff so that it can go and go, oh, I don't need to remember that. Let's take that and delete that file. Oh, let's review this memory. Don't need to remember that one either.
Right.
So that, especially when people go through drastic changes in their lives, they'll start having dreams like that. Well, we got to go to break, and then we'll be right back. We're going to talk a little bit more about dreams, and then we're going to hop over into taking y'all guys' calls. So we'll be right back in just a second.
Absolutely.
And you'll find us at www.themagichappens.com, your free online magazine.
Are you at a crossroads in your life? Or are you feeling stuck and not sure where to turn? We can help. Visit our website at Psychic.biz from your computer, smartphone, or tablet, where you can get accurate readings and insight by speaking with any one of our tested advisors. We offer live chat, video sessions, one-on-one phone calls, and even email readings. We have several gifted psychics, tarot readers, astrologers, and other healers from around the world who are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your initial chat is always free, and our psychics do offer special prices and low per-minute rates. Visit us today at Psychic.biz and get the guidance you need today for your tomorrow.
You're listening to the Magic Happens Radio Network, sponsored by the Magic Happens magazine. You'll find us at www.themagichappens.com.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Do you have burning questions you need answered? We all do. Visit our website at Psychic.biz, where you can find accurate psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers from around the world who are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can have your questions answered anonymously and right from your computer, tablet, or smartphone. The introductory chat is always free, and we offer low per-minute rates and special promotions. Our online psychics offer helpful, practical guidance into what matters most to you. Visit us today at Psychic.biz.
And you'll find us at www.themagichappens.com, your free online magazine.
Well, welcome back, and tonight we're talking about dreams, and, we're going to be taking your calls here in a minute, and, Raine, did you come back with us, or did I lose you during the commercial? Because I know you ran for more calls. Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because I know you were drinking down that latte faster than can be. Now, for those of you who are listening and you'd like to reach us, and we may not get to you tonight, you can always reach me tomorrow night on Conversations with Aeson, which Lord knows what we're going to talk about, because Spirit will decide it later tonight. And you can reach Miss Love, Raine, and me for private readings over at Psychic.biz, where their new coupon code for $5 free is number 16. And we have some really cool new shows to talk about that are starting. And, Friday night is now Radio Terror with Rez. She's awesome. Rez Miranda, we love her. And on Tuesday nights, we have The Oracle's Point of View with Sonia Haynes. So that's a really good show. So check those out. Now, we were talking about dreams, and what's funny, Raine, is a lot of people get confused about symbolism in dreams. And they get confused about what this symbol means because, example, if you keep seeing numbers in your dreams, or when loved ones come into your dreams, and example, Daddy's been gone 2 years, he shows up, it's like, well, what are you doing here? You're not here. Why are you in my dream? What do you think about those, Jarlin?
Well, what I think about those is I do, Now, if you've got your logical little science, although dreams may not necessarily be something that we can scientifically analyze, loved ones, I do believe that loved ones do come in your dreams. It is a way of coming in and communicating with you. Most of the time, it's difficult for us to be able to, somebody just shows up and says hi and they pass on. It could freak both of us out. It's more accepting for us to have a loved one come into a dream. You know what I mean?
It's very much more acceptable for them to come into a dream because they can fit into the scenario. They can fit into the view. They can help you see it from their point of view.
Well, and also, I know that after my dad passed, it's kind of like, okay, everybody says, he's supposed to be coming around. I keep thinking I'm feeling him around. Where is he? And, the first time that I got a message from him, it literally came in a dream. But the dream was different. It was different. We have dreams, but the dream was different. It was more real. It was more him coming in and giving me a message. And I think probably most people know what I'm talking about when I say more real, okay? We have dreams. Sometimes they don't make logical sense. When my dad came in, he came in, he was dressed a way that I would have expected him to, and he gave me a message, okay? And the message was something that I needed to hear, and I do think that they come in to give us a message to let us know that they're okay, that they still love us, they're still around, their spirit is still around us, and we need to know that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you've just had somebody pass away, you're feeling kind of lost here. And I do believe that they come in to do that for us. And I also believe that they come in during difficult times to let us know, hey, it's okay, Often, people will have dreams where their loved ones will come in, loved ones that have been gone for a while. This is very, very common with people who are getting ready to pass on. Suddenly you will notice them starting to say they see or they're having dreams about loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. And
very
I think
much
they're
so.
coming in to help prepare them to transition to the other side.
Or pick them up.
That's what I mean.
No, it's kind of like they're coming to pick them up. We're going over here, and you're going to be just fine. And
exactly.
That happens very often. I think not next week, but the week after that, we need to talk about that transitional time. We haven't talked about that in probably a couple years now. But let's go into a little bit more detail about that transition of, okay, picking up your passport and you're going to the other side. Just what is it like? How does it feel?
Yeah. And sometimes when somebody is getting near that time, they're not really ready yet because it's a little scary. And, loved ones coming over, and trying to, I do believe that they do come through the dreams. They also come in through other ways, but definitely through dreams, to kind of help prepare them, especially if they're having struggle, because how many times have we had loved ones, and I know you've experienced this yourself, Aeson, where they're in pain, they'll be so much better off when the time comes, and there's nothing you can do. And they're scared, and they're scared, or they don't want to leave, they don't want to give up. Well, loved ones from the other side will come in and try to help them to, understand it's okay. We're here. It's going to be fine. We're going to help you get to the other side. It's all right. And it doesn't just happen automatically the first time they show up, although it can, But that's a very common thing that happens, with people.
Right.
So, Aeson, I know we need to get on to those readings.
We do, darling, because Lord knows we've got a full board. And we've even got special requests for you, my dear, in our chat room. Wanted to make sure you would be doing readings tonight for Miss Jade Spirits. So, be looking for a special one, darling. Okay, let's start off from the top and work our way down.
Yeah, Aeson, we do want to tell them how it works so that we make sure that we can get through everybody. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, we need your name and your birth date. We just need your first name. Okay. Reason is we need to make sure that you are legally of age. Okay. So we need your name and birth date, and the name and birth date if there's somebody you want to inquire about. And, your one question, and from there, it's rock and roll. So, Aeson, who do we have on the list first?
Well, first tonight we're going to 313.
313.
Oh, there we go. She just expanded. It just expanded like it normally does. There you go, darling. Hi, who we got?
Sherelle, 113093. Hey, how are you both?
Oh, hi, Sherelle. You've got that laughing voice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My birthday
I like that.
is thank you. It's 113093.
Uh-huh. How can we help you?
And yes, I had a question regarding a guy named Sam. What is his intentions? Do you see things moving forward, and when would I hear from him? Is he mad at me?
Sam.
Yes. Damn.
You taking this one, Aeson?
I'll take this one. I don't feel like he's mad. I feel like he's just more depressed and acting a little aggravated. I feel like you'll probably hear from him within about 5 to 7 days here. After he's calmed down and gotten over his little tantrum.
What is his intentions like as far as me? What do you see do you see a stand friends with benefits, or would it progress to something more?
I think it goes to something much deeper.
Much
deeper.
I don't know he never told me his feelings, because I've been knowing him for 2 years, and it's just been a friends with benefits. It's been a friends with benefits, but I wanted to be more, and I told him.
Right. And I feel like he delivers it being more.
Oh. So he do want to move forward.
He does. But he had to get himself ready.
Will he ever tell me? Because he never told me.
Yes, I feel that he does.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, darling. You have a lovely evening.
You too, both of you guys.
I just love her energy.
Yeah, it was real sweet. Now let's go over to 813.
813. Good evening.
Hello, my name is Nicole, and my birthday is July 23rd, 1984.
Okay.
Hello, Nicole.
Okay.
How may we help you tonight?
My question is regarding to a guy named Michael. I am currently separated from him. We are married. We will be married on July 23rd on my birthday for about 2 years, but we separated in February. I'm wondering what is the status with that? Is he coming back? Am I going to hear from him? Because our anniversary is on the 23rd of July. I moved out of state. I moved out of Florida to move to Indiana. So, and there's been things going on in his life. So it's been crazy last 6 months of my life.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess you're wanting to know, first of all, if there's going to be any kind of connection and communication, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. I'm looking at that somewhere around the 3-week time period here, okay? However, even though I see him trying to come in and connect, I see sort of a calming down period, a time period where he wants to connect. But then I also see coming in after that, looks to me again, and I don't know if 3 is your lucky number, okay, looks to me about 3 weeks again, where you're kind of getting things kind of being a little crazy again, not really getting things settled yet. So I do see him trying to come in and communicate. I still see the emotion and the connection there, but I still see things not sorted out for a bit of time period here. How has communication been since you left?
Well, we haven't communicated in 3 months because right now he's incarcerated because he got with some other girl and she's gotten in the whirlwind of trouble. And, yeah, this girl's no good for him.
Well, I guess you can certainly expect 3 to be your magic number.
Yes.
He's learning some hard lessons right now, okay?
Okay.
First of all, I don't necessarily want you to give up on this relationship, but this relationship definitely needs some healing here. There definitely need to be some major things need to be worked out, as you know, like grown-ups, okay? And he's going through some hard knocks here. If you want to look at it that way, it is of his own making. Again, I see him coming in, trying to come in and trying to connect with you in a better way, in a more friendlier way, loving way, trying to connect. And then I see it kind of getting a little bit rocky here. So it tells me you're still going to be moving in that direction, but the relationship still needs some more work, okay? During that time period when he tries to come in here initially, okay, if you're wanting to try to sort through this relationship, I'm going to encourage you to try to talk to him, about, if he's open to it, what kind of ways that you guys can work through to try to heal with this relationship, because this is a marriage. And I just don't see you really at the point where you're wanting to give up quite yet.
No, I don't. No,
but he's also got some atonement here.
I don't. No, I stuck by his side for almost 2 years, and it's been a roller coaster ride. For the last, I don't know. We've been through a lot together. I guess for the last year, and it's been hard. And I haven't gave up yet, and I'm still not willing to give up yet.
I don't want you to give up, but I also want to encourage you during this time period because, hon, it's not like you can come knocking on the door right now.
Yeah.
I want you to also use this time to find you, heal you, and, grow you, emotionally take care of you right now, because that's going to help you moving forward with respect to not only you being taken care of in this relationship and outside of it, but making you stronger, because, he's made some mistakes here. Making mistakes doesn't mean you're a lost cause, okay? But you also don't want to go back down that road again. You've got the opportunity to work on you during this time period. I'm going to encourage you to do that, whatever that takes, as far as, getting yourself in a better place emotionally and spiritually, just to deal with life and be true and authentic to yourself, because it takes a lot of strength to have to go through some of the issues that you're dealing with right now with this relationship and all of the things that have happened with it, including the abandonment and the betrayal.
Right. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I've been since we've been separated, I've been also working on myself too. But I have my good days and I have my bad days. I'm also going to school, and hopefully I graduate in March. Do you see me graduating in March?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Because I'm I hopefully get a job after this too. I have a lot of projects I'm working on too, and this is just one of the things I'm working on. I'm also trying to get a job. I'm also trying to go to school, and I have a lot of projects.
You know what I want you to do? I want you to make a list.
Right.
Okay, make a list. I want you to set a goal list there. I want you to set your goal list with respect to school. Set a goal list with respect to job. Write everything out on a piece of paper, and I want you to speak it into being. I have, okay? I have. Not I want or I need, I have. I want you to speak it into being, and organize it, written down, organize it. The difference between writing it down and just thinking it. Hon, I have no doubt whatsoever that you're not going to be successful. The one area that you need to work on, just tweak it, just tweak it, is, you have all this energy, you attract people to you very well, you have that element of success, but the one area you need to work on is you have all these ideas, but you never kind of go and make it cohesive and write it down. Write it down.
Okay. All right. So my husband, as far as my husband, he's probably going to call. When is he going to contact me?
I got the number 3, so it tells me about 3 weeks, which would be probably pretty close to that birthday time.
Yeah, my like I said, my birthday is July 23rd, and that's our wedding anniversary, it's our 2-year wedding anniversary. So, yeah.
And he's doing, and think about where he's at, honey. He's got a lot of thinking to do.
So how does he feel about me, per se? Is he upset with me? Because the last words he said to me, we spoke in person, is, I don't want nothing to do with you. I'm done with you. It's just, things are very hard on, that really did hurt me.
You know what? That's about him being angry with himself and really transferring that to you, hon, because I'm still getting a lot of energy, but I think his little sorry little butt being locked up is giving him a good opportunity to do some thinking. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
You have a blessed evening. It was a pleasure. And
thank you.
We will talk to you later.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great night. All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Now let's see. Ooh, we're kind of running close on time here. Let's take here we go. 706.
706.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Mary, 51952.
Okay. And how can we help you, Mary?
I was wondering, I'm getting ready to have another meeting with a gentleman in reference to a hotel that we've been talking about, and also starting up a furniture line and accessory line, and that's supposed to take place sometime in July.
Right, probably around the 5th to the 15th.
And I was wondering how that will go.
I think it goes very well. I feel like everybody's got their ducks in a row, and it's a really good meeting. I feel like it goes really well. The hotel takes off first before the furniture line does.
Okay.
Okay? And I think that'll work out really well for you, dear.
Okay.
Okay?
And all right, thanks so much.
You're welcome,
Have a
Shirley.
good evening, Mary. Thank you for calling.
Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Yeah. Here. It's going to be... we're going to try to fit one more in, but remember, it's going to be quick and simple. 617, you're on the air.
617. Hello?
617, going once, going twice. Nope, we're in the car. All right, we'll put them back in listen mode. I love when I get to start looking and I start seeing things flying by, and it's like, oh, I'm in the car. Haven't even gotten used to that yet.
Hey, now here's a question. You said earlier there were some people in chat room. Did they have some questions?
Yes. Well, I don't know if they posted the question or not here. No, I don't see. They just asked if you were going to be doing readings tonight. I don't see the question in the chat room at all. Nope, no chat room question, but we got a lot of callers. So I think it would be fair to take a call, but we're actually running out of time. We've only got about 4 minutes.
Okay, you want to try for one more real quick?
Yeah, but it's going to have to be a speedy one. I'll take them. Let's do 681. 681, you're on the air. 681, going once, going twice, sold. We'll put you back on hold. I guess everyone else is just listening. I can't. The board is full here, but we're at 4 minutes. So, Rainey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know that me and you have been dieting for about a year and a half now, but we've been shrunk down to the size that we can fit in people's pockets.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, you and me and Rez and Sonia. We're actually, you guys can carry us around and listen to us anytime you want. We're now in a few other places.
That's right. Yes, we are. There are many different places that you can find us now. And listen, Aeson, why don't you tell everybody where they can locate us?
You can listen to the Psychic Coffee Shops, all 5 shows that we have. 6 shows, sorry, because Psychic.biz is also in there on Sketcher Radio. That's an app that you can download. TuneIn, which most Windows computers comes with already. We're already there for you. You just type us in and we'll pop up and you can listen to all the archive shows, even some of the newer shows that literally I was surprised because Oracle's View was on TuneIn before we finished Psychic.biz, so it's almost simultaneous. And where else are we? We're on Google Play. We're on SoundCloud. So, that's 4 other places, plus Blog Talk, that all you can do is you can listen to us. Now, if you want to talk to us, you can go over and check out our webpage, which is the psychiccoffeeshop.info, and that'll give you information on all your hosts here at the Psychic Coffee Shop, including Miss Rouse, and Miss Sonia, and myself, and Miss Rainey, and Annex, which she'll be taking on our Monday slot. And we're going to be adding some more shows, too, because we're still working with people, working with hosts. We're here to bring you the best in psychic talk radio and for your enjoyment. Now, tomorrow night, I'm going to be back with Conversations with Aeson. This is where you, our listeners, become my co-hosts, and we'll talk about different topics and different things. And I'll be giving readings, like always. And then on Friday at 9, Rez comes in with Radio Terror, and she's just totally fun. Last week she talked about the symbolism in tarot and the property of mentalism and how it plays into that. And then, of course, I love having Sonia on Tuesday nights at 6:30, and she is the Oracle's point of view, and she shares a little bit of everything from her experiences. And then right after that, you have to hop over to YouTube and check out Psychic.biz. And, we're also online at Psychic.biz taking calls, and I'm taking calls, chats. Now, I do video readings, but those are by appointment. They are live. And, Rainey is taking calls right now until she's all healed up from her lovely fun excursions. And, we're both there for you. Use the coupon code COFFEE with your $15 deposit and get an extra $10 free. Or use the coupon code SPRING16 and get $5 free. So either way, there are great benefits there. I hope you guys enjoy the new shows. I'd love to hear your point of views. And I look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow night. So until then,
and that's summer 16.
Yes, 16. It's summer 16. Yes, I know. The old man's memory is slow, but both codes actually currently still work.
Yeah, and it has just been such a great pleasure, interacting and speaking with everyone we got a chance to meet with tonight. We're sorry we didn't get to all of you, but we're doing the best that we can. And, come over and, visit us on Psychic.biz. There's so many wonderful tested psychics there, and we would just love to have you come over and enjoy a wonderful reading with us.
Right. And, have fun with us, because, that's the whole part of this is having fun. All right, then. So Miss Rainey will be back hopefully week next, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Good night, Rainey. Good night, all.
Blessings. Good night, all.
Are you at a crossroads in your life? Or are you feeling stuck and not sure where to turn? We can help. Visit our website at Psychic.biz from your computer, smartphone, or tablet, where you can get accurate readings and insight by speaking with any one of our tested advisors. We offer live chat, video sessions, one-on-one phone calls, and even email readings. We have several gifted psychics, tarot readers, astrologers, and other healers from around the world who are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your initial chat is always free, and our psychics do offer special prices and low per-minute rates. Visit us today at Psychic.biz and get the guidance you need today for your tomorrow.
You're listening to the Magic Happens Radio Network, sponsored by the Magic Happens magazine. You'll find us at www.themagichappens.com.